Give me just a second, and then we will get going for you. Let's see. We want to do that. There we go. All right. One more second, and then we will get going. And then we'll let you know the cool stuff we're going to be talking about in just a second. All right, so we are good. So I do have George, which is my right-hand man here, and we've got a big surprise for you tonight. You might see kind of the bright colors. Usually we're not very bright with our shirts, but we've got a fun new thing going, and I just updated. So they are now available on the website if you want to check it out. And so George is starting a business, and it is going to be shirts. I'm going to get out of my own way here and stand up and show you. So we're bringing back the warning. I love talking about quail and a bunch of cool shirts. This one is obviously the green one. George has got the pink one on because real men wear pink. And then we've got an all white. Can you see that? I can't see where I'm. Okay, good. And then we've got a silver, which is pretty cool. All these are available on the website. We're going to be doing these just this month. And then he will be having a vendor spot here at Quail Con in September. And he's going to have a lot of different options available for you that's not available right now. There's a lot of really cool stuff he's been working on. So that'll be available at Quail Con. And then after that, we're going to, he's going to expand a little bit in different things, which we'll do a video on and things like that. But I wanted to have the YouTube subscribers know about it first. We do have another big surprise for you next week, and George will be joining us for just a minute next week as well. But this is a cool thing. Out of all the shirts we've done throughout the years, Warning, I love talking about quail is by far the most popular one. We haven't sold it in... Did we even sell it before you got... Or was it before you got here?
No, it's been since I've been here.
Since you've been here? Yeah, we haven't done that for 2.5 years at least. And I wear that shirt a lot, and a lot of people want it. So it is back, which is very exciting. And what's even more exciting is the quality of the shirts. Can you tell them what this is? Because you got different shirts in to experiment with.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of research on what the process was going to be and what we wanted the shirts to be. And there's a lot of cheap shirts. The shirts are cheap, the print's cheap, and I'm not a fan of the vinyl feel on your shirt where it feels real slick, and I don't like the heat transfer vinyl. So we went with a process called sublimation. So it's actually heat dye. So we use a special ink, and it actually dyes the shirt. So what that's going to do is, since we're using a 100% polyester shirt, we ordered a couple different shirts in to get the nicest shirt that we could get affordably, because to get special shirts or custom shirts, it's like $25 a shirt, which is ridiculous, and I don't want to pay that. So we've decided that with merchandise being a slow point here on the farm, that we would just go ahead and do the research to start making our own stuff to provide everybody. And this way we don't have to order 1,000 of this or 500 of this and then have it for 6, 7, 8 months, a year, 2 years in different sizes. This way,
and then I just end up wearing them all.
Yeah, he ends up wearing them all. This way I can make every shirt to order when it's needed, on what size it's needed. We're not eating stock this way, and this won't fade. As this shirt's washed and washed and washed, the print will last as long as the shirt will, since it's actually dyed.
Yeah, and he's spending a lot of time on quality. So this is the first shirt he did, but I don't know if this was the first shirt he did. But
Of this design.
Of this design. And the warning here in the quail is supposed to be in red, like it is here. And it didn't come through all the way. I love this color, and you will use this color in other things.
For other shirts, yeah.
But for this shirt, we wanted the warning quail to stand out, so the blue won't be available, but it will be available in other stuff. And like I said, he's going to have a lot of different options available at Quail Con, which is going to be really cool. I really don't know if we want to talk about that or not. I think it's kind of cool to have a surprise. Plus, we want to do a video on it as well once we get everything set up. But then you guys can let him know at QuailCon or in the comments now, what you're kind of looking for. He can order because he's doing small quantities. So he can order, anywhere from small to 5XL, 6XL?
3 and 4, depending on what color it is.
3 and 4, depending on what color it is. Okay. And then, like I said, he's going to be branching off to do other things. This is going to be his business. We're just going to try to help out a little bit. But like I said, I think it was last night's live Q&A that after QuailCon we're going full force into the business and doing different things. And one of those things is to really work with entrepreneurs and small businesses and, mom and pop shops, because I think we're getting away from that, the big box stores and Amazon and this, that, and the other. So, I love supporting that. They're great quality. They feel amazing. I can honestly say that this shirt feels better than any of the shirts that I've ever bought in bulk to try to sell. It does not say anything on the back. We weren't trying to advertise for Myshire Farm or anything like that. We are going to be doing a couple different designs on our website. One of those designs will be available next week, so make sure you check out next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I love the design. It's really cool. And then after QuailCon, he'll be putting a lot of stuff online as well. Correct?
Yeah, the goal now is just to work on stuff for Myshire to start. With QuailCon coming up, I'm busy. The missus is busy. Zach and Jenna are busy. So right now is not the time to be starting a website or a Facebook shop, whichever way we decide to go. So stuff for now is going to just be exclusive to Zach's website, Myshire Farm. And then once we get through QuailCon, then me and the missus will sit down and we'll start building a website then to offer other items and other shirts. We're going to try and stick to animal shirts for a while at least, because, we raise a lot of different animals and it's hard to get stuff for what we raise. Having chinchillas or, I raise Cochin chickens, which are very round, and all the shirts and designs you see have a very high tail. It's normally leghorns or something. It's very different shape than what I raise, and I know other people in the poultry world are the same way, that what they raise, you just can't get it on apparel. So we're gonna branch out into different animal shirts and different items, and I got some fun stuff in the works already, so we'll unveil some of it at QuailCon.
And again, these warning, I love talking about quail shirts, are available on the website right now. I just made it live right when we went live, so make sure you check those out. They are going to be free shipping with any purchase on our website right now. We will work on that after QuailCon. There's some things that we'll be doing on the website, but until then, it's just you've got to pay for shipping if that's all you're getting, but it'll automatically be free shipping if you get anything on there, because we can throw that in there. But we'll work on that later as well. There were a couple of questions, so real quick, we'll go through some. It is only our live, our rapid fire Q&A tonight. I know it's kind of a different setup. I didn't explain all of that. So very quickly, we do this every Monday, or we try to do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a rapid fire Q&A. So I know that we spent, almost 10 minutes talking about the new shirts and his new business, which is pretty cool. I'm really happy with the designs, but it is a rapid fire Q&A. So if you have any questions about quail, raising quail, brooding quail, hatching quail, quail business, whatever. If you have any questions about quail, ask below. But if you can, hit a bunch of question marks or exclamation points at the beginning and or at the end so I can kind of read those off. I'm only reading the questions tonight. So I do appreciate everybody that's being here. So that's really cool. So thank you very much. Now, Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live, and it's more of a community setting. We read all the comments that show up. You let us know where you're from. You know, we kind of hang out. It's a good time. It's a community setting. Tonight is supposed to be, and I know we're taking some time on this, but it's supposed to be, you know, kind of a fast and furious approach as far as getting people's questions answered. I mess that up every time. So if you are here and you let us know where you're from or you're just saying hi, I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. But I will be skipping those tonight because it's supposed to be a rapid fire. I tend to forget about that sometimes. But welcome, everybody, and we're happy you're here. Let's see. Somebody said, I want that shirt. I asked you for one. Yeah, again, this has been the most popular asked for shirt that we've ever had, and the quality has definitely not been what it is now, and we were buying them in bulk from a company and trying to sell them, and now they're going to be made per order, and there's going to be all kinds of different sizes. You know, when I had to go through a company to do it, you know, I had to buy a certain amount, and then I had to kind of pick the sizes, where now we can say, hey, you pick the size and we'll get it out to you within, what, a week?
Yeah, my last order took 2 days to get shirts in. So if it's something I don't have a size for, or
and you've got shirts in stock.
I have shirts in stock.
Right. So I mean, it could go out within a few days, but we'll say a week to 2 weeks, just for fun. But you'll get them pretty quick. Mary's in the house from Washington State. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Katie Bella Creation says, love the shirts. Absolutely. Does it say Myshire on the back? Nope. This is not a sponsor of Myshire or anything. This is just a fun shirt that you can wear anywhere. You can wear it out. You can wear it doing your chores. You can wear it hanging around the house. I mean, you can wear it anywhere you want. But it's not an advertisement for Myshire or anything like that. It's just a fun shirt that we can all get behind in the quail world. Kicking Outdoors says you need to make a 3XL would help some of us out. He can do that. Is that correct?
Get them in. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even talk about price. So because he's doing the business, we're going to be able to bring them to you for a much more affordable price. So the shirts are available on the website from small to XL for $15, and then the double XL is $17. I don't think you told me what triple XL would be.
I would have to look.
Okay.
I'm not
It would be,
yeah.
I would say, no more than 19. I would assume. We'd have to look, but it would be in that ballpark. It's just a little bit more for double XL and up, but it's extremely affordable, and so yeah, that's more than doable, and that should be on the website, correct? Did you?
We only went to double X on the website.
Okay, so if you do need that, you're more than welcome to text me. My phone number is on our website, myshirefarm.com, which is also where you can get these shirts. And you can text me. I can get you a price quote, and then we can get you taken care of that way. That's not a big deal at all. Val Max in the house from Florida. Welcome. S. McKee's in the house. Welcome. Can you make them with tank tops? Maybe next year?
Maybe down the road. It's going to get complicated with other cuts and different styles of shirts, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to have to stock some of what we offer here, and to be honest, working with limited capital getting started, I'm going to just be able to stock limited things right now. So as we hopefully grow and expand, then I will look into carrying different styles and cuts more specifically for women, because I know a lot of women don't prefer the tight shirts. The missus, she wants normal women's V-neck shirts, but they are a little more expensive to get in, which doesn't make sense. So we will we'll branch out down the road.
Yeah, and it's also seasonal. You know, I mean, obviously hoodies will be big during late fall and winter. So that, I mean, you'll have to see how it goes. And he's going to be here for Quail Con. He's going to be very busy. He's going to be part of the raffle table. He's going to be doing the pig roast. He's going to have his table where he can, you're going to customize stuff pretty much on the spot if you can.
A few things, yeah, we're going to try to.
Yeah. So if you've got a farm, I was going to mention a farm that's coming, but I won't do that because then somebody else will get offended. But, if you have a farm name, then you can easily, do something like that. He'll try to do it the same day. If not, he might be able to do it, you order it on Saturday, he can deliver it on Sunday, or we can get it out to you as soon as possible. So that'll be a lot of fun stuff too as well. Let's see. Road Dog Customs in the house. Welcome. Thank you very much for sending the stuff for Quail Con. I appreciate it. And Papa the Builder is actually building that. I don't know. I just got the lumber today, so I'm sure he'll be building it soon. I asked about it. George was supposed to do it, and he went to go buy the lumber like a month ago, and we were just waiting till rainy day or when a day we didn't have anything to do. That's gonna happen. Which is not gonna happen. And anyways, he used it. So I called him today and I said, "Hey, did you ever replace that stuff that we bought?" And he goes, "No, I'll just build it." And I said, "Okay, cool." And then he called and he's like, "Hey, are you at Menards buying stuff?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Hey, I need this to build that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I bought it and I'm on my way home and I go, wait a minute. How did I buy the same material twice? I thought he was going to replace it. So he tricked me this time. I was just too busy and didn't pay attention. Shaz is in the house from South Wales, Australia. Very cool. Welcome. And we can ship internationally. So keep that in mind as well. Let's see. Road Dog Custom says, yes, sublimation is the best to do for shirts. I do it also, but only for select customers. There you go. Blue Cat, I hope I said that correctly, says, hi, I ordered live breeder set of quail and I'm wearing, do you ship immediately or does it take a few weeks? So we'll start shipping the live quail I put on the website today starting on Monday. We're only going to be shipping live quail on Mondays because we guarantee that they'll arrive happy and healthy. And, the post office doesn't do horrible with us, but to limit them as much as possible, we're only going to be shipping on Mondays. So yeah, they would go out next Monday. What size shirts? From right now, you have in stock small, medium, large, small. Well, no, I'm sorry. What do you have in stock? Why don't you tell me?
Medium through extra large.
Medium through extra large, and it'll take you 2 to 3 days to get
smalls and double XLs. I do have double XLs in white and silver.
Okay. Let's see what size shirts. We just answered that. Katrina's in the house from California. Welcome. Do you have extra small shirts? I'm very short. Extra small?
I have small. I don't know if she would be smaller than a small. I could look into youth sizes, large youth sizes.
Mm-hmm. You might want to, I'll tell you this, you might want to start, let me start over. You might want to check out our live next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the very beginning, because we will be announcing something then as well. That might help. No questions, just welcome S.O. Swanson. Mimi's in the house, love the green. Thank you very much. Matches my eyes. Let's see. Oh, I think I have blue eyes. Do I have blue eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Kind of.
I forget. It doesn't match my eyes anymore. Barbara says, can you hatch eggs after they have been refrigerated? You can. It's not a best practice. I don't recommend it. I know some people refrigerate them for up to 2 weeks and then incubate them. Room temperature is best practice. That's what I'll leave it at. I wouldn't refrigerate them. Or I don't. Val says, I have 20 jumbo mix for my hatch, no eggs yet at 9 weeks. What are the odds only males hatched? Would be extreme odds. Like, I think you would have better luck of hitting the lottery. Make sure that they're getting 16 to 18 hours of light a day. At 9 weeks old, make sure they're getting a layer feed. Make sure that they're 5 hens to every 1 male, and make sure that they're 3 quail per square foot. If you've got those, it should be working within the next week. Tab Nation's in the house. Tab Nation Automation's in the house, says I definitely want one. They are available on the website at myshirefarm.com. Ellen's Edge is in the house from Miamisburg. Welcome, neighbor. I want a green one. It's a fun one. If you are new, we have, oh dear God. We have gained some people. Will you grab those? We'll show you the colors that are available on the website now. Cochins. Yeah, I don't know why George messes with chickens, but, you know, to each their own. David Lister says, is there room for a Govee in the Nurtrite 360 during the entire incubation? Yes, we put one in there. I think we put it right on top, didn't we?
Yeah, we set it right on the eggs.
Yep, right on top of the eggs. Tab Nation Automation says, my quail are in a pen outside the grass area. They can get into is starting to smell a tad and flies. What's a good to help with odor? This part gets rain but doesn't help much. I would have to read that again. My quail are in a pen outside in the grass area. Oh, they can get to starting to smell a tad and flies. What's good help with odor? Put some bedding down.
Yeah, what I would do with how ammoniafied their fecal matter is, if you can, it would be best if you could have 2 separate runs for them to get out to, and leave them on one for, I don't know, 12 weeks. I'd look at hydrated lime and see what the burn period for that is, and you can put that down and it will dry it up and take the smell out. But there is a period of time that you can't put them on there. So if you could have another run where you could lime one, move them, lime the other one, and rotate them all the time, that would help with that a lot.
Let's see. Katie Bella Creation says, how can I safely fix curled feet? We don't fix it. We call it, is what we do. Preferably, you wouldn't want it into a breeding program. There are things that people do. You can put a little piece of cardboard and tape it. Some people will take a Band-Aid and, you know, make it flat and then Band-Aid it for a few days. So there are some things that you can do. You can check out on Facebook, Newbie Quail Lovers Facebook group. There's some great ideas on there. As far as a breeding program, you really want to keep the healthiest of the healthiest. So I see what you're saying, and I understand trying to save them all, but eventually that's going to hurt you in the long run. I don't know how else to say it. Quail guys in the house, welcome. Glad you're here. What kind of feed do I feed babies and about? Actually, if you go to the YouTube search bar and type in feed by Myshire Farm, there's going to be a video that pops up that has a picture of Klombach feed on it. If you watch that video, it shows you what we feed, gives you it gives you a picture of the labels that we feed them with, and then you can take a screenshot of that, take it to your local feed store, you can take it to Tractor Supply and match up the best that you can. That would be a much better answer I can give you right now than trying to rush it. Rohan is in the house. Is it normal for the male quail to lay down on the eggs? No, that's not normal. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard of any. So we have more of a production stand set up. So our quail have never went broody. It's just not in the cards for us. They need to be kind of in an aviary setting, which means that you're going to get a little bit less production, and that doesn't work for us. Plus lighting and weather and things like that. So there's nothing wrong with raising them in the aviary, but there are some downsides. But one of the good upsides about that is they could go broody. I've had quite a bit of customers that have had quail go broody. but in all the years, I've never heard of a male laying on the eggs. I would assume he just got lazy and laid down, is what I would assume. Does Caternus quail do better in cages or in aviary? Oh, I just kind of answered that. There's pros and cons to both. Aviaries are more of a natural setting, so they will be a little bit happier. They'll lay a little bit longer in their lifespan, but you're going to get much more production, easier to take care of, less worry about predators and things like that. And you can kind of control them more. So I guess it just depends on what works best for you. I don't think there's a right or wrong. Should I move the eggs because the male lays down on the eggs? I'd let it go. Can you please share open close hours for Quail Con? What are some cool things to see in the area for out-of-state people? Share open close hours. I don't know. It's noon on Saturday, right? Gates open at noon on Saturday. Then we'll have the dinner at 6 o'clock p.m. Gates will close at 7. And then Sunday, gates open at 7:45 with the first speaker at 8:30. I actually did a YouTube video, I don't know, a month or two ago. If you type in Quail Con 2022 by Myshire Farm, a video of that will come up that's like a month or two old, and that'll give you a ton of a breakdown on who's speaking, when they're speaking, what they're speaking about, what's going on Saturday, all kinds of stuff. In fact, George, myself, and Jenna walked the property today and made a massive to-do list of what we have to do in the next 4 weeks. Not even the quail barn. So we're going to be busy. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. Can you add $5 on that shirt to have that money over above your regular price to benefit the youth program you do? Just an idea. That is a nice idea. Let's think about that. I would tune in next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also vote for the top tank tops. Yeah, I think tank tops we did tank tops once before, and they sold out like that. I mean, instantly. Of course, I didn't order all the right shirts and sizes and things like that, but because he'll be able to customize and things like that, it might be this year. I don't know. But I would assume probably next year when the temperature starts to change. Thank you. Sorry, I thought the question were started after you mentioned the question marks. I thought the questions were started after. Oh, not a problem. My birds usually start laying at 3 p.m. today. They started at 10 a.m. Is it because of the heat? I don't think so. I think it was just an off day. So this really wasn't your question, but I will give everybody this little tip and trick. If you see something abnormal with your quail, you really don't, now write it down, document it, but you really don't want to make any changes or do anything for at least 3 days. So like if I get a lot of questions about, hey, my quail laid a soft eggshell today. If it happens multiple days in a row, then we need to do something about it. But it's very easily could be just a one-off day, they were overly stressed, or they got confused, or they stayed up late, or they went to bed early, or whatever the case may be. But I see a lot of people make that mistake where they rush into trying to fix a situation and then they just make it worse. So just keep that in mind. I think the shirt questions are done. Do you want to stay or do you want to go?
No, I don't.
Okay. So again, myshirefarm.com. Check out the shirts. They are in colors of pink, green, white, and silver. On the website right now, did you put smalls on there?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's small through XL.
Double XL.
There's small through double XL. If you need a different shirt size, until we get it all worked out, feel free to text me. My phone number is on the website at the very bottom. You can feel free to text me, and I'll get with him, let him know what size. He can get us a price, and then we'll work that out. we're more than welcome to do that. And if you have any other suggestions on other things that you'd be interested in, I think that we will be doing some like surveys on Facebook. We'll do some surveys on YouTube. Obviously, we'll get a ton of feedback at Quail Con to see what all of you are interested in and how you want to do it. But he's got a lot of stuff planned as well. So make sure you check that out. Support his business. Currently, you can buy his shirts on our website, myshirefarm.com. And we will see you next week.
Next week.
And Quail Con. He'll be speaking at Quail Con. He'll be vending at Quail Con. He'll be doing raffles at Quail Con. He'll be feeding us at Quail Con. He'll be grilling out and smoking at Quail Con.
Smoking the pig, not a
Right, smoking the pig.
Not a
and grilling the quail.
Yeah, normal day here, so you know.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it is what it
ready
is.
for it.
It is what it is. That's our life. So thanks for stopping by. Make sure you check those out, and I would love to be able to see him early in the morning tomorrow and say, "Hey, I need you to make 7,844 shirts." Not that that's going to happen, but that'd be. I might do that anyway. Right. All right. Thanks. Let's see. Question I got: 30% starter crumbles for quail chicks. Do we swap feed to layer feed for lower protein percentage when they are older, or just continue with starter crumbles to 8 weeks old? You actually, so that's a great question, Lisa. You actually want to start. Let me back up. You want to continue on the starter crumble until they are 8 to 10 weeks old. If they're standard quail, then switch them over from week 7 to 8. So the beginning of week 7, use half and half, layer and starter, and then do that for a full week, and then just keep them on the layer. If they're jumbo size, then wait until they're 9 weeks old, and then mix both together for a full week. And it doesn't have to be that complicated. You can easily just, if you're feeding them twice a day, put in the starter in the morning and the layer at night, or just take a half a scoop of each, however you want to do it. But that's a great question. Steven says, I should be receiving my first order in the next several days. When I located the humidity runs from 60 to 80, I will be incubating in a well-ventilated garage, dry hatch with garage and incubator, right? Yep, absolutely, that is correct. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'd love to be able to help you out. It is rapid fire and I'm ready to go. But if you can put a couple question marks or exclamation points at the beginning and or end so I can read them a little bit better. Sundays, we do a community setting. I read all the comments. We have a good time. Mondays are only dedicated to rapid fire Q&A. And we are a little behind, so let's get going. Misty Kitty says V-necks. Absolutely, that is also on the list. La Rochelle Farms in the house. Welcome. Karen's in the house. Welcome. Jesse Mills is in the house. Do quails smell a lot? Our backyard is small and the coop is about 30 feet from the house. No, if they're outside, you would be completely fine, especially with the small cubby. A small amount of quail, it wouldn't be a problem at all. They can if they are uninsulated or uncirculate, like if they're in, an insulated garage or a basement or, a spare bedroom or whatever. They can get real stinky and very dusty very quickly. But if they're outside, even 30 feet away, not a big deal at all. Taylor Homestead is in the house. Liberty from Houston, Texas. I have 50 quail just getting started, but I'm wondering what is the best way to manage the quail as far as keeping different litters separated and age differences. That's a good question. So you need multiple cages if that's the way you're going to do it. And the best thing to do is actually go to quailcage.com or winolaranch.com. They actually have little clamps for being able to differentiate your quail. And as far as ages go, different numbers, different sizes for the different ages, different colors, and you can keep track of all that way. That would be your best bet. Lost my spot. There we are. Zach, tell George to remind you tomorrow to send me a picture seeing how you have CRS. I don't know what CRS is, but I didn't see a text. You didn't remind me today. Of course, I still have 47 texts to get to today. I was caught up yesterday, so picture. Let's see. Schaefer Family Farms in the house. Lute's in the house. Val Mack is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're all here. Taylor says free range chickens help with under the quail cage fly population. They pick up the larvae. There you go. Katrina says deep litter like wood chips for runs. There you go. Jameson Rain says, hey Zach, doing the dry hatch you recommend. What are some tips for lockdown? Keep the temp at 100 degrees and bump that humidity up to anywhere from 65 to 70, preferably that 70-75% range. But that's about it. That's about as simple as it gets. We have kid size shirts. He will have smalls, which do fit my tweens, my 10 to 12-year-olds right now. And then I think he's going to be adding those on at a different time. Schaefer Family Farm says, do you offer live jumbo breeding sets? I do not. I don't think that I'll ever offer those. I don't like them. The reason I don't like to offer jumbo live quail is because we ship them at 2 to 4 weeks old, depending on the weather. And the stress just in that short amount of time really changes their body weight as they grow. It's like they get like a week behind, and it's just, they still get a decent size, but you're going to get a much bigger quail by getting the eggs. So I'm having a hard time on doing that. And I completely understand that it's the stress. I understand that. I just don't know how else we can fix it. You know, we put cucumber and we put the feed in there and we, you know, get them prepped for 3 days and, and they arrive happy and healthy. It's just, you know, the stress of that, they do happen to lose weight or they don't gain weight as quickly as they normally should. So no, at this time, and I just don't think that we will in the future either because of that situation. I really don't want you to buy live jumbos and then you buy hatching eggs and go, why are my hatching eggs twice as big? Well, not twice as big, but why are they 3 ounces larger? Well, it's because of the stress in that major important grow time. When would those be available? Oh, if not, what is the best time of year to ship eggs? We ship eggs all year round. Typically fall, spring are ideal. Winter's pretty good. Summer's not too bad. But the best time of year is in about 3 weeks or spring. What would you recommend as to how many quail to keep for eggs and meat for 2 people? I've got 4 breeder sets now with 80 growing and 40 eggs more incubating. Actually, I did a video. It's actually a link to it, Glenn, is 2 comments down from where you asked that question. And it's called How Many for Meat Quail Math. And you can actually watch that video. It breaks it down so that you can do the math for your individual family and find out how many you need. And doing that math, I would watch that video rather than me trying to do it off the top of my head because, well, I'll get confused. We know that. Let's see. Heartway Farms is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Glad to catch your live quail talk. Well, thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'd be happy to help. Do quail need a heater in the winter? Nope. Quail really don't have an issue with temperature. Now, that is different than weather. So with temperature, it can get 120 degrees, they do completely fine. It can go to negative 30 degrees, they do completely fine. But it's the elements that they don't like. So heavy rain, heavy wind, heavy snow, you know, whatever the case may be, they need to feel safe and get out of those elements. So as long as they can get out of the elements, it really doesn't matter what the temperature is. It's a great question, but it really doesn't affect them very much. Robert's in the house from Maine. Welcome. La Rochelle Farm said, Zach, did you misspeak? You said Saturday dinner is at 6 and gates close at 7. Yeah, I mean, that's an hour dinner. And I would assume not everybody's leaving at 7. But I would like to be in bed by 9 because, well, I have to get up at 4:30 to get everything ready for the next day. So I figured if I say 7, you know, everybody will disperse around between 7:30 and 8:30, and then I can get some sleep before the next day. La Rochelle Farm says, oh, nope, I just read that. Not talking to me. Taylor Home instead says, do I feed my quail once or twice a day, or just always have food available. Always have food available. That is non-negotiable. I say a lot that there's many different ways to raise quail, and there's not a right way or wrong way. That is one of those things that is just that's something that's just you have to do. They need feed at all times. You'll have a lot of issues if you don't. And I do have a video called Quail Math. It does go into how much they eat per day. So you could see how much they eat per day and then kind of find out what works best for you. Israel says, I got a shipping tracking number on July 25th. Still no package on the mail. Israel, I think that you ordered 120 fab fees. You actually go out tomorrow. Essentially, Kimberly's in the house. Welcome. Love the shirts. Thank you very much. Tucson in the house. Alan says from Oklahoma, subscribed. Thank you very much. Just beginning to think about raising quail. Do you have any farm or homestead contacts in Oklahoma? I've got a bunch of customers in Oklahoma, but nothing off the top of my head that I can think of right now. But welcome. We've got a ton of videos to help you on your journey, a ton of Facebook groups to help you on your journey. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but welcome to the community. What do I give a quail for constipation? Typically it's a fiber issue, so I mean you might want to check your feed and make sure that it's a decent amount of fiber and calcium, which I talk about that in the Feed by Myshire Farm video. It talks about the percentages for calcium and feed, but that's definitely the issue there. Foster Farm says, do they get as smelly as chickens? No, not even close. Jennifer says, what is the name of your humidity and temp gauge? It's called the Govee, Govee. You can get that on Amazon. I'm sure you can get it different places. That's just the only place I've ever looked. It also could be high in protein, Robert. Oh, no, I can't remember anything. Puzzler Joe is in the house. My hen started laying eggs at 5 weeks old. Should I feed them high protein starter food for 3 more weeks or change them over? Nope, feed them for another 3 more weeks. You'll probably get some weird eggs, even some soft shell eggs, but in the long run, they need to grow. So yeah, that's a great question, but keep them on for the next 3 weeks for sure. Great question. I am a first time at incubating quail. They went into lockdown last night, and I had one that was moving around in the egg, but the rest of them are not in there. Reason for this. Typically, you don't want them to start hatching until day 17. So you put them in lockdown last night, so day 15. So yeah, I really wouldn't worry about it until late tomorrow. You really shouldn't have any hatch until midday tomorrow. If you get a couple early, that's great. Now, by Wednesday midday, if you still haven't had any hatch, you need to increase your temp and humidity. But you're still in the safe zone. They shouldn't be hatching yet. It's a patience game right now. Linda says, hi, Zach. Linda from California. Do you guys spray when doing? No, we do not. We pressure wash, and we use half Listerine and half water. And that's the only thing we use in the barn, except for when we enter the barn, we have a little tray for your feet, or for your shoes, not your feet. We don't go bare feet in there. And so that tray is half bleach and half water, but that's to kill any diseases going into the barn. Mr. Jim 5280 says, hi Zach, I have my quail on 1/2-inch wire cloth and some quail are getting bumblefoot. Any ideas? Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the 1/2 inch. It's more to do with the hardware cloth. So we went to a 1/2 for our breeders. It works great. The 1/2 inch for our brooders, but we went to PVC coated wire. That pretty much completely eliminates any bumblefoot. So there's 3 different stages. You can get the hardware cloth, you can get galvanized, and then you can get PVC coated. The PVC coated almost eliminates 100%, not 100%, but close to it. The galvanized will help a lot to prevent that. And then the just regular traditional wire is just going to cause that, is what I'm trying to say. Some things you can do without replacing the wire at the bottom of the cage is sand that down. That'll help a lot. You can also get, I think it comes in a like a paint can or in a spray can, and you can spray on PVC coated onto the wire, and that will help a lot as well. We did that before. So that's a couple different options for you. Poolside Dreamers in the house, welcome. Glad you're here. Witch Doctors in the house, welcome. Schaefer Family Farm is in the house, welcome. What are the potential problems associated with buying local eggs that are not NPIP certified? It's a double-sided question. I'm gonna say nothing, but on the same token, with anyone, whether they're NPIP or not, I think it's good to know. Look, so I know that quail eggs are fairly cheap. I get that, 100%. Now the setup cost is a little expensive. Incubator, brooder, cages. I get all that too. But any penny you spend is your hard-earned money. So with that being said, it is important to know where they're coming from. It is important to know if they're willing to answer questions. I would say the majority of people out there are doing things correctly. They're doing them safe. They're using certain biosecurity rules, but not everybody is. So that can get into your existing covey. That can get into other animals. And so you want to keep an eye on that. Now, that doesn't mean that someone that's not NPIP is automatically going to not follow that stuff. I know a lot of my customers that are not NPIP, and they still follow very strict biosecurity rules when they're selling. So that I'm not saying that. I'm just saying with anybody, whether it's local or far away, whether you're shipping them in, whether they're NPIP, whether they have, some publicity on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, I still would, I'm not saying they have to choose me, I'm saying look in and just make sure that they're doing things up to par, that you can tell. You can't control everything, you don't know everything. We try to be as what's the word? We try to be as open as possible and show you everything that we're doing, explain it all. And I'm not saying everybody has to do that, but just ask a couple quick questions, simple questions, and just get a feel. Just make sure you're comfortable with it. But that's like almost anything. Actually, I do think that all 400. So we're actually going to start at 5. We've got the pig roast that'll be ready at 4:30, and that'll be cut up, put into pieces. We've got an assembly line where you just go through the line and pick what you want. We've got 4 grills that are going to be going with 4 different grill masters for the quail. We're going to have the sides out there, and so at 5 o'clock, we get the first run going. Everybody, goes through the assembly line, gets their food, goes, sits down, and then we've got 2 people on the pig, 4 people on the quail, and 2 people on drinks and sides. So we're pretty organized. I think we can get everybody through the line within 25-30 minutes. Do you use any bedding on the waste tray? I don't, no. But I don't like spending any money. Israel says, question, I added a mini split AC on my garage and keep it at 80 degrees, but the quail is still panting. Is there something else that makes them be panting? No, it's usually just hot, but again, they're not going to lay any differently for you. They're going to lay just the same. Fertility is going to be the same. It's not going to affect their productivity at all. I'm panting a lot every day as well, so no, they're okay though. Katie Bella Creation says, my latest hatching started day 15. went down to put them in lockdown, and much to my surprise, there were 20 pairs of eyes looking back at me. What did I do wrong? My latest hatch started day 15. That means your temperature is a little too high on your incubator. Yeah, so if they hatch out early, that means your temperature is too high. Now it might be saying that it's correct, but it's not. And if they start hatching on day 18, 19, or 20, that means your temperature is too low. Is mainly the cause for that. La Rochelle Farm says, geez, you're selling quail, serving quail. Nice. Yeah. We're going to have, actually, we're going to be grilling out on 4 different grills the quail, and each grill is going to be doing something different. So one will be plain, one will be barbecue, one will be, honey mustard, one will be something else. So you have different types of grilled quail to eat and enjoy. And then we're going to have a hog roast. We're going to have a couple sides. We're going to have drinks. And if anybody didn't want that, we've got the food truck here until I believe 5. And like I said, 7's not a, like I think I said that the gates open at 7:45 on, now the gates opening is more of a for sure thing because I just won't be ready till then. But the gates closing thing, where can I not, here, okay. The gates open at 7:45 and then we're finishing up at 5, so technically it ends at 5, but last year it ended at 5, and I think, I think we were out till about 9:30 at night still talking to people. So that's very loose. I'm not too worried about that. It's more in the morning, like, I don't like to get stressed out, and I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I just want everything done before people start showing up. Let's see, what's your favorite jumbo variety and why? Jumbo wilds are always going to be my favorite, but man, the jumbo whites, we butchered a lot of them in the past couple of weeks, and they are so much easier to butcher. I really enjoy that. I just put 3 new breeder cages together, and they are less than an ounce away from the average of the jumbo wilds, which are the absolute largest. They breed true. I really like the whites. I'm still going to stick with the wilds because they're feather sexable and they still are the largest. But the jumbo whites are, I might change my mind because the jumbo whites are actually laying larger eggs and they're more productive. The only downside about the whites is they're not feather sexable, but that's a one-time deal. You vent sex them once and you're done. So I'm starting to change my mind. I'm just not there yet. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you, and thank you for asking questions. Susan says, hi, how far out are jumbo brown eggs? Jumbo wilds are 14 weeks. Jumbo whites are a week. Jumbo Egyptians are about 6 to 8 weeks. Jumbo mix are about 6 to 8 weeks. Jumbo sex links are about 6 to 8 weeks. Jumbo white wings are 14 weeks. And then everything that's not jumbo is about a week to a week and a half out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are all of the questions. And I think I tried to go pretty fast. We did spend about 15 minutes on the new shirt designs and everything like that, which is pretty cool. And I think I answered quite a bit. So that's pretty exciting. I think I'm going to try to go fast. I've got about, let's just look, shall we? Oh, dear God. I've got 77 texts on my phone, and I've been at it since 5:30 this morning. I'll be back at it at 5:30 tomorrow morning. I will try to do some of my texts, but if you're waiting on a text back, it probably won't be until tomorrow night. So, I'm sorry. I'll try to get some tonight, but we got a lot going on. But I will get to you as soon as I possibly can, I promise. G. Rubin says, hi, Zach, can I expect my egg sizes to grow as my hens get older? Egg sizes to grow? No. Your egg sizes don't grow the older they get. It's a good question, but no, that's not accurate. La Rochelle Farm says, do you use blue coat at all on introverts? No, we do not. With how we do it and what we're doing, if they get injured, we call. we don't deal with it anymore. If you're at a small scale or if you're just raising for yourself, I don't think that's a bad idea. We used to do it, but now that we've got over 6,000 quail, it's just a time issue, and then we have to take the quail out and introduce the new quail back in, especially if it was injured before. And there's just a lot of things that we just it's a little bit different here. So it's not a bad idea to use that, but we don't. Cheryl says, how often do I don't think Cheryl, I don't think your question went all the way through, so I'll wait just a second and see if you respond again. Jennifer says, do all quail hatch out the same color and change colors when they get older? Nope, not at all. All quail hatch out a lot of different colors, and they'll change as they get older, but it's pretty similar. The only difference is anything that hatches out white actually is yellow, but everything else is about the same. How do you ship your eggs? Have a jumbo mix on order about 5 weeks out. So I would assume that you'll probably go out either 5 weeks. I would assume either late next week or the week after. We ship them USPS priority mail. We ship them the same day they're laid. So we print labels Sunday nights. I get her a ship list for projections for the whole week. She prints out, and then I go down to the quail barn every morning at about 5:30, 5:45 in the morning if I'm being lazy, and then collect all the eggs in the barn and ship out every day, and so they are laid same day as shipped. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are all the questions. So make sure you check out our website. We did get new shirts. That is George's business. To be honest with you, I don't even know what the name of his business is, but I just wanted to help him out and let him know that we're behind him. He will be here for Quail Con, so make sure you check that out. I've got a very busy week. I don't know if I'll be very active on YouTube. I can guarantee you I won't be active on Facebook at all. And if you're waiting for an email or a text back, it'll probably, I would assume it's going to be tomorrow night. Not enough time in the day, but I will do my best to try to get some done tonight. But obviously I'll start with the ones that start, texted first. Next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going live right here on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm. And in that, we will be doing another surprise, so make sure you check that out. And we'll be introducing and announcing the next month's winner of 18 and Under contest. So make sure you check that out as well. And I think that is all for right now. We do have, in fact, let me check real quick. Is there any, let's see. I'm not answering any more questions. There weren't any. Let me just look real quick. Products. It looks as though that we only have, oh dear, we sold some today. I haven't looked at orders today. We have sold, we only have 11 tickets left for Quail Con. So make sure you check that out. It is September 3rd and 4th. It's going to be an amazing time. We have amazing speakers. We have amazing experts that are going to be here. We have amazing food. We're going to have great food. We have a lot of events. We're doing barn tours. We're doing farm tours. We're doing meet and greets. And all kinds of great people are going to be here, including about 350 to 400 people that already bought tickets. And it's going to be a great time. And hopefully you can make it. I'd love for you to. It's September 3rd and 4th here, right at Myshire Farm. We have not been open all year this year. So this will be the first time we open the farm up. So I'm very excited about that as well. We will have live quail, we'll have chicks, we'll have hatching eggs, we'll have supplies, we'll have shirts, we'll have cages, we'll have brooders, we'll have troughs, we'll have feeders, we'll have all kinds of really cool stuff. In fact, I will be posting at least one video this week because one of the vendors that is coming, which is actually called Pine Knit, they are a very small and entrepreneur, farm business, and they knit a bunch of really cool stuff in a very special way. It's very unique. They'll be here. I'll actually be posting a video about them this week. I'm very excited about that. And I've got some other things that I want to talk about at Quail Con and videos coming up. So at least one video will be coming out this week for sure. But there's only 11 tickets left, which I'm glad I checked because I would have said more than that. So make sure you check that out as well. So everybody, thank you very much for showing up. I really appreciate it. And as always, until next time, everybody, stay safe. Thanks.